Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Great Beer Garage. My name is Matt and we're in the little shed at home and we're going to attempt to put another transmission in that Avalanche. So I went to the junkyard, I pulled out, well not junkyard, salvage yard, and I pulled another transmission. It was from a wrecked vehicle, so we knew it was driving when it got in the accident. So, and it looks like it's in pretty good shape. Everything's nice and clean on it. So we're gonna go with that and see how it works. But right now, I got a pan off of one of my other transmissions because in the salvage yard, they punch a hole in the pan to drain it. Because if many of you don't know, the 4L60E doesn't normally come with a drain in the pan. So anyway, that's what we're gonna work on. We got our pan here that I took off my other transmission, which somehow did have a drain plug in it, which is unusual. But anyway, we got to get this gasket off, and that's what I'm going to work on now. All right, so I'm having to wire wheel this gasket off because it's just not coming off. I even tried to use my little gasket scraper, and it was like, nope, not happening. So we're wire wheeling this thing off. Hopefully the other one just comes right off and there's not a lot of crud on it, but we'll see what happens. All right, well, we got her all gussied up here and clean. Got our little magnet back in here, so now we got to pull this pan off, put this pan on, button it up, and then I think we're going to be golden to start installing it back into the Avalanche. All right, so I got the pan bolts out, took this shield off. So let's see what she looks like on the inside here. Not horrible. Pan looks pretty clean, so that's good. So I got to pull the filter off, and then I need to change this internal wire harness here because the plug is broken. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I can show that. So here, this plug is broken. So I need to pull this off. Well, it looks like there's some water in there. Anyway, pull this off, change this out, and then we can button this back up. Now to take this out, you have to take this wire harness out, you got to take your filter out, and then you have to take off this solenoid here, and I think that's it. And then you got, oh, there's a solenoid up here that's plugged in too to that harness. So we'll take that out. All right, so now we're inside the transmission. So we need to disconnect all these solenoids here and here and here. Then we got to take this one out. And we got to take this one out to get to the one that's under here, because that is hardwired to this wire harness. This just pulls up and out, but so we got to pull this, and then disconnect everything, pull this solenoid, and I think we're golden. So this one, you just undo this bolt here, and this clip slides off, and then it slides right out. This one I'm going to need to get a pick because there's like a clip in here. So we gotta go get that and slide that out. So, and that will take care of cleaning that out. I mean, the transmission fluid doesn't look terrible, but it is a little, looks like it's got a little bit of water in it. So, I don't know. Hoping it's good. Otherwise, I'm wasting a lot of time. So, all right, well, I'm gonna go get my pick tool, and then we'll take these things out. So we got this little clip that is in here, and I had to use my tiny little baby screwdriver here to pop it out. So in theory, this should just slide out. So be careful with your connection here because it can break. All right, cool. That looks pretty decent. Doesn't look clogged up or anything, so that's good. So we're going to set this off to the side in a clean spot, and then we're going to unscrew here. I think those are 10 millimeter. Now you can see that's hardwired in to the harness. And then we'll take this off here. I think that's an 8. So we'll show you that too. We got our bolts. We got our bolts out there, and they are 10 millimeter. So now we're just going to gently pry up here. Actually, I should be able just to grab it. No, maybe not. I don't really have the best pry bar here, do I? It's a tiny little screwdriver. There we go. So now you can see what I mean by it's hardwired to that harness. So the rest of these are just clips. We're going to slide those off. Here, we took that one off. We've got one here, here, here. And then shoot, I'm gonna take that off too. Alright, well, let's do it. Alright, so this bolt here is indeed an 8, and that little foot clip comes out, and you can see this is loose, but we have to have this completely out of our way so we can get this plug out. So I'm gonna have to remove this. Didn't want to, but I think those are 10 millimeter bolts. It should just come right off without any problem. There's no gasket there, so we should be good to go, I think. We'll see. Oh no, there is gasket under there, isn't there? Crap. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a whole valve body job. Alright, so I'm gonna pull these, take this off, and try and get our plug out and reassemble. Alright, so we got that off. Fortunately, the gasket's still intact, so we'll just wipe it down before we put that back on. Now that that's out of the way, we can actually take the solenoid off. Flop this out of the way. You can pull this out, just like that. And now we can remove this plug. So I may have to stand this up to get that out, so we'll see. Alright, so we've got the plug coming out. We used a 1 1/4 socket out here, and it pushes those tabs in. And I'll show you what that is right here. So you see these tabs? That's what this pushes in, and then you can kind of just knock it out. So we've got everything removed, so this wire harness is now deleted. And we're going to put a new one in. So I got to go get that from inside the house. We can roll this back over. Ew, and we'll clean that out because it is dirty. Clean that out real good. As best as we can anyway. Alright, well let me go get the new wire harness and we'll get everything back together. Alright, so this is the part number for Duralast from AutoZone. So I already opened it up and checked everything. The wire harness is a perfect matchup to what we had. So we're going to go ahead and just get this installed. Basically it just pushes back in through the hole here, and then we'll reconnect all the wiring, so or all the clips here. So let's go ahead and get this installed. Alright, we got our first solenoid in seated. We just got to tighten that up. I think this is, I want to say 110 inch-pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood. So it's like 10 to 15 foot-pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm going to call it hand tight because I don't have a torque wrench that goes down to 10 foot-pounds or 100 inch-pounds. So we got this one back in. We're going to put our solenoid in, put our clip in, and then we'll reconnect that, and then everything else is just plug and play. So, and we'll get this reinstalled. So we need to put this solenoid back on next. So once you get this solenoid in, it shouldn't wiggle around or anything. You've got your foot here, your little locker here with your 8 millimeter bolt. Again, that's like 10 foot-pounds or 100 inch-pounds. Now we're going to install our solenoid up here. Pretty straightforward. This just Plugs back in like that. And then we put our clip in. Should be fairly simple. Boom, just like that. Now this will still be able to roll around in here, which is fine. And we're going to simply reconnect. And then we're going to go ahead and do that through here. Put our put that back on. I can't remember what that's called, but anyway, we'll get that back on now. And we should be ready to button this up. All right, wire harness is all reconnected. I just want to make sure that this is in all the way, so I'm going to roll it over a little bit and just make sure it's seated all the way. And then we're going to put our new filter in, which goes right into here. And we're going to put our gasket on and reseal this thing. All right, so here's our filter. I got this on Amazon. I don't know if it's got a part number or not on it. There you go, right there. But this came with the gasket and the filter, so we're going to get this assembled. All right, now we got our filter back in. Now we can that's nightmarish. Well, I guess we'll give it our best shot, see what happens. All right, so I've got that configured about as best as I can tell. Seems to be only one way to do it, but I'll tell you what, these holes don't line up exactly. So that's a little disconcerting. And I've flipped it around and turned it over and everything, and I just can't make a better way of making it work. So I guess we'll go with what we got. Make sure we can get this thing buttoned up. All right, so she's all buttoned up, and I got to check on the torque specs on this, but again, I think this is like, I still think it's like 15 pounds or something like that. So I'll double check it, torque it down, and then I got to put my mount on there, boot, whatever it's called. I can't remember the name. Losing my mind. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get that done and we can move on. All right, so we're all buttoned up tight here. These are 8 to 10 foot-pounds of torque for those bolts, your pan bolts. Or like 9 to 12 inch-pounds, or Newton, yeah, anyway, whatever. 8 to 10 pounds, foot-pounds, and you're good to go. Which is basically hand tight, so you don't have to go crazy on it. I do need to roll it over because we're going to get rid of the GM hard lines, and we're going to install AN6 fittings, and we're going to run flexible cooler lines up to the front of the engine. We're going to replace our transmission, or not a transmission, we're going to replace our radiator. Good grief. So we're going to replace the radiator, we're going to replace the hard lines, we're going to use AN6 fittings for everything, and I think that's kind of where we need to go now. I do need to put my little tail boot on here. Boot. I keep saying boot. I know it's not the right word. Mount, like the tail mount, the little rubber thing. But anyway, I think we're about ready here. I'm gonna go find that. I got it somewhere. Then we'll roll this over, take out the factory fittings for the hard lines, and put in our AN6 fittings. Oh my goodness. And then I think we're gonna be ready to install. Alrighty, so we got this flipped over. We're gonna take these factory fittings out. These are those push and they click in. Well, what happened in the other transmission I had in there, this one blew out, even though I had it clipped in. So I don't trust these things anymore. I just don't have the time, money, or patience to redo another transmission. So we're going to take these out and we're going to replace them with AN6 fittings, and I'll show you what those look like as soon as I get these pulled out. But I think these are, I want to say 17 Wrong. 18. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna pop those out, and then we're gonna put in our AN6 fittings. Alrighty, so we got those little boogers out, and we're gonna put these in. These are AN6 fittings. So I might be able to stop here for a little bit because I need to get some Teflon thread or some sort of thread sealer. Now I have these with like a, I'll show you. I have these, right? And they come with this little metal washer and O-ring. Focus. I could probably use those. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Either Teflon tape or these. I don't know. Permatex thread sealant with PTFE. This is what we're going to use on our fittings that are going to go into the transmission. And online it says to torque out to like 25 foot-pounds, and everyone says they break them off when you go that tight. And that's on steel ones. So these are aluminum fittings, so we're going to just go like hand tight, get them snugged up, and you know, we'll just see what happens. So hopefully that works. So we'll go ahead and get our Permatex on and install these. Man, this stuff's almost as bad as Anastase, but anyway, here's what we're gonna do. And that's about, I think, as far as we're gonna get in there. So I have an AN6 wrench here, so we'll just go ahead and get this and just keep going until it kind of bucks against us, I guess. Yeah, I think that's about it. So we'll call it good. Nicely sealed. So we'll do our lower one now, and I won't bother showing you that since it's the same exact process. All right, so we now have our second AN6 male fitting into the transmission. So from there, we're going to use these, and then those will point us down, and we'll go towards the front of the vehicle with them. So I just got to measure and figure out how much length I need, and before I can put this in, I still have some work to do in the truck. So as far as getting this thing prepped out for installation, I think I'm going to stop here, and then I'll do another video of what I'm going to do with the truck, because I'm going to be putting in a 24-inch aftermarket transmission cooler, and that way it'll help keep this thing cooler, because this is bone stock, and you know, I just need to make it work, you know what I mean? So for now, I think we'll stop this video, and that'll give you a little something to talk about amongst yourselves. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. It's kind of a little different than normal. It's not chicken related, so you know, it's definitely different. But that was just kind of like a real quick you know, explanation of how to change out your internal wire harness in a 4L60E, and how to change out those factory cooler line fittings, which I don't like. So we're gonna, like I said, we're moving over to soft lines. It's gonna be braided AN6 hose. So we'll show you how to get all that set up too in your car. So for now, we're gonna call this one a day. Thanks for checking us out here on Graybeard Garage. Remember, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. We'll see you here next time.